Good morning. Here I am again with a slightly different message. I want to talk to you about what is my definition of socialism. First of all, I need to explain to you that the foundation of my belief is this. There's a condition that exists on this planet of exchange. It's when you exchange money for a product, money for a service, something you have of value, whether it's money or not, because barter is coming back into play in this economy, in the COVID economy. You give somebody something in exchange for something that they give for you. That's exchange, okay? And there are lots of levels of exchange. The really successful businesses on this planet exchange in abundance. In other words, you give them $1, they're going to give you back $10 worth of stuff. And how you assess that value is a personal decision on your point. But you don't exchange something with someone, your money with someone, if you don't think that they're giving you back something that exceeds that value, because you don't hand over your money until someone convinces you that what you're getting alters your mood, changes your body type, fills your aesthetic sense when it comes to music, and all of that is worth it to you because you're receiving value in higher. They're giving you value that exceeds what the money that you gave them, such as if you pay $20 for an album that has songs on it, 10 or 12 songs on it. You know that you'll have those songs forever, as long as the technology on the device and your ability to deliver them exists forever, and so that you listen to it. So much for my definition of exchange. What socialism is a complete overt product. It's a crime. When you give something to someone and you get nothing back, you feel like you've been ripped off. That's what socialism is. If you look at socialism on planet Earth as a form of government, it has never, ever worked. It always destroys the culture that it intends to practice it. And why? Well, it's easy to sell. It's kind of in the concept of something for nothing. Something for nothing doesn't work. In the first place, if you're the one who's receiving something and you didn't pay anything for it, you're a criminal and you know it. And that's going to take you down mentally, physically, and spiritually. I guarantee it. And socialism is about broken promises. Socialism is about, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to give this for you. It's whether you're going to give this undying loyalty to me. And there are many practices of socialism on this planet. But they'll kill you. They'll kill your country. They'll kill your future. They'll kill you now. They'll kill your children, and they'll kill you if you allow it to creep into whatever structure that you're living in. And for me, the proof of that is Nazi Germany. You have a country that was being absolutely, totally raped by the people that defeated Germany in World War I, and they put into place all these controls. Couldn't have an army, couldn't do this, you couldn't do that, you had to pay reparations. Well, after a while, people don't like that suppression. So Adolf came along and promised them something else. He promised them he would make them, return them to glory, return them to power, and he did it with fire and passion, and everybody knows that passion sells. But he promised something for nothing. You know what put it all in place? Lies, cheating, stealing, criminal activity. That's what put it in place. If you don't believe me, look up the history of what it did. Look up how it expanded. Nazi is National Socialism, okay? And that is a promise to the people of a country to deliver something that maybe they didn't pay anything for. Or the one thing that socialism requires is a bad guy versus good guy. So Hitler might have picked a target, which I believe that was the reason why he picked on the Jews, because they tended to be, in the minds of the German people, the wealthy class. So he picked on them, and everybody loved it. Why? Well, because those rotten rich people, to convert it into today's terminology, the one percenters. And everyone knows you can't be successful if you don't suppress someone else. Yeah, where'd you get that idea from? Who told you that? Adolf told the German people. And if you watch what's going on in America, you're being told the same lies. Absolutely the same stinking, useless, lying. Anybody who espouses socialism is wrong. Socialism is evil. Look at the rise of Nazi Germany. Look what's happened in more current times in, let's say, Venezuela. Okay? It all sounds good. We're going to take care of the people. Well, it takes a lot of force. It takes a lot of force. Why? Because you're taking something away from someone that you, in your mind, made a decision that they didn't deserve it, and you being the all-knowing, all-glowing Hitler clone, okay, and you have to put in place a power piece. You look what's going on in this country in terms of, I want free college and free medical care and free, if the society as a whole wants to do that, it has every right to do that. But not with force. If I'm forced to do something, I don't want to do it. You'd have to go a long way to convince me that giving people something for no exchange is a good idea, because I know that the people that are receiving something for free, you're killing their spirit. You're killing their natural desire to produce. You're killing their natural desire to be responsible for themselves. And that's the destruction of socialism. And the only way socialism works is if you declare a bad guy. Right now, if I'm watching the Democrats and the Republicans in the United States, one party is promising socialism. And we all know who that is. They're lying to you. I remember years ago, the Obama phone deal, promise a free phone. Well, shit, if you ain't got anything at all and somebody offers you a free phone, okay, I'll take it. But what'd you pay back? What'd you give back? When you do that, you become a permanent victim. And if you can create a situation, I'll say this to you, if you can create a situation, a form of government that's socialist, without using any force, then go for it. Go for it. I don't think it'll work, but I'm not God. But I do have very, very, very strong opinions about it. And you know what? I also realized something. I've been running businesses for 50 years, and I've always thought of myself as a conservative. Then I realized that I ran my business as a liberal. I don't mean as a liberal, I mean as a socialist. Why? I made everything easy for people. The people that left my company or were asked to leave probably, well, I don't even know if that's true. I was going to say they probably don't think that, but you'd have to ask them. But it's an exchange problem. It's a responsibility problem. When you're a parent, you're an employer, you have a responsibility to bring up your children in a manner that teaches them to be responsible for themselves, to understand the value of exchange, and to make things go right. There's nothing about the current brand of socialism being sold in this country that has any value to anyone other than the people who want to receive something for free. Profit has become a dirty word. Well, Why? You practice it every day. Every human being practices creating profit for themselves every day, whether they want to use that word or not. Maybe that doesn't work for them, but I'm going to tell you this. If you believe that socialism in the United States would work, look at every place it's been tried. Look at all the major cities that are run by socialists, and look what has happened to them, the decay that has taken place. Look at it. Go look at Detroit. Go look at San Francisco. Go look at Los Angeles. And, those are just the places that are coming to the top of my mind. Look at Chicago. Highest murder rate in the world. And that's run by socialists. People who create, in the coronavirus, the mayors of these cities are creating restrictive policies that they refuse to follow. So they instinctively know they're wrong. Why? Well, hell, if it was such a good idea, they'd follow it too. And that's what I have to say about socialism. If it's such a great idea, the person who's enforcing it on everyone else should live by it. They don't. They only want socialism if they're on the top of the pile. So, if you want to argue with me about my opinions, call me. 916-691-9192. My extension is 108, and pretty soon I won't have to give you my extension anymore because the socialist government is going to bow down to the will of the people of the state and let me bring my people back to work. So call me, call Tom, find out why socialism sucks, it's a bad idea for you, and anytime, call me.